I love eating goldfish. You know what goes good with goldfish? Chocolate. Mix them. I love chocolate so much. On Halloween, I bought all this chocolate, then I didn't answer the door. Every time I heard a knock, keep moving, fatty. I'm not gonna enable you. Keep moving, go to another house. I'm gonna turn into one of those old people handing out raisins. Raisins and pretzels.
Orny Adams is on the Adam Carolla
Doing
show.
the Halloween bit.
Was that me?
I hope that was right on Halloween day.
Wow.
We need a timestamp.
Wow. I thought of you the other day because I do think about your Halloween bit often.
That's all I do.
As we
Year-round.
get closer to Halloween, you start sort of teasing it now.
Well, I set up. I'll go like Halloween, scant 9 months from now. Let me tell you what I think, and then I get into it.
Or you could do like I saw a weird van in my neighborhood. Kind of reminds me of Halloween.
Yeah.
You could bring it in, but I nailed some incredible solar eclipse material. Oh, and I now have to wait 20 years.
Oh my God, yeah.
To do this again.
Yeah.
I don't know any other event that they're asking everybody to participate in, and if you do it wrong, you could go blind.
Yeah. I'm always unclear why you go blind, because if the sun is being blotted out by the moon, then why are you going blind? But it's at the outer fringe. I never asked. No one ever asked. They just go, don't do it.
Don't do it. And it was such nothing here.
I know. It was a zero burger.
Yeah.
Also, I just, I don't know why we're animated by what I would consider next to nothing.
Right.
All right.
It gets dark every day.
I get it. Yeah. What do we got in the news?
All right, well, Orenthal James Simpson.
Orny.
Yeah. What happened?
Isn't Orny short for Orenthal?
No. Could
No.
be. What are you doing? Is that
I'm
what
cleaning
smells?
my glasses.
Your feet are off? What's going on?
I'm spraying some on my glasses to clean them.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
O.J. Simpson, he has died at the age of 76. His family shared the news on social media on Thursday, saying he passed away the day before. They write, on April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asks that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace.
Very interesting American character, like if you think about it. He grew up in a housing project. Like he grew up sort of rough and tumble streets but he was in San Francisco, so people don't really give it it's not Chicago and it's not Detroit.
You don't think of like the...
Yeah, you don't think of that, but that's how he grew up. And he was such a crazy gifted athlete. And
And killer.
Quietly.
Good at that.
Quietly like one of the best looking guys ever. Like just a great looking guy. Also had this really smooth tone when he spoke, But so he became this icon. But no, what I'm saying is he grew up here's what I'm saying. If your look is right and your tone is right, you can have a completely dark heart, but we all see you as, this guy. You know what I mean? He became this huge, he was really like the first black guy that was completely embraced by corporate America. Like everyone loved OJ. He was endorsing everything.
Movies.
Naked Gun.
Making movies. Like he was the first like palatable black guy for America, where you really just went, we'll take him. Like Jim Brown was a great back and a great athlete and a great NFL player, but he was like too militant and too angry and we didn't embrace. Hertz Rent-A-Car didn't want to do business with Jim Brown.
Okay.
OJ was like nice looking, soft spoken, smooth, ran in those circles. Like he was this guy. And would have made, if you would have done a poll in 1979 or 1980, he would have made a very short list of lovable Americans or most looked up to Americans.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
High
right?
approval rating. in
Very
his
high.
prime.
Very high approval rating. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was reportedly diagnosed with prostate cancer in February and has been undergoing treatment.
All right. Well, I guess the treatment didn't work as well as anticipated.
I think that's
right.
fair to say.
So, what do we do with him? Do we just go, he's a killer and he should be shunned? Or do we look at any accomplishments that he did? What do we do? Is everything null and void because of the killing?
In my mind, yes.
And then who is going to find the killer now that he can no longer search?
He will, from the afterlife, send signals.
Uh-huh.
Do you think we should call Cato Kalin? I actually have his number. It's one of the few famous people whose number I have in my phone. Cato is a fan of my stand-up.
Yeah.
And he lives in my Shasta trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love, Cato's cool, dude. He's been on a few times. He was obviously famously in the back house with OJ back in the day. Yeah. Well, this was, this is basically, they knew he was guilty. They interviewed this old black juror female, and she was like, yeah, it was payback time. Enough white guys got off. Now we're going to let a black guy off.
Insane.
And that was that's where we're at.
Yeah, but
That's what happened.
He knew he was getting close to death, not even like a confession, a letter.
He wrote a book called
out.
I Think I Did It, or If I Did It, or When I Did It.
You know what I like?
Did something. The guy knows, he admitted to it.
My favorite memory of OJ, and this is why Christopher Darden and Marcia Clark are, ugh. Their whole thing is we're going to get him to try on a glove, right? We're going to get him to try on a glove. Now, anyone who's had a set of isotoners or just leather gloves, like dress gloves, knows it's a little bit of a battle to get them on just kind of in general. It's really the cowboy boot of hand coverings, like there's some work. It's not a Sketcher or flip-flop move, you got to work it a little bit. Like when I race cars and I put on my racing gloves, it takes a minute to get all the fingers in the right holes. Now, if you took that glove and you soaked it in blood and then just let it air dry and said, try this on, and then you said, put a latex glove on first so you get some extra resistance, friction, and then you told me struggle with it, I'd be down on the ground on my back using my feet. Like I'd just be going, I can't.
Use your teeth.
Him putting that glove on looks like those infomercials where they take the spaghetti colander and the boiling pot and they make it into one, and they show the woman trying to take the pot of spaghetti at the beginning in black and white. She goes, "Oh, you've tried to make spaghetti," and she dumps it all over the kid. Like, "Oh, you've tried to cut zucchini before," and it just goes flying out the window. That's what he was doing. He was like, they gave him a shrunken miniature glove. They put a second glove on that creates a lot of friction. And then his whole team went, the more you can struggle with putting this fucking thing on. And by the way, don't take your arthritis medicine for 2 days and your hand is going to fucking swell up. And then so he's like,
a lot of salt, sodium.
The mother, what was the prosecution doing? Why? Like I would say no. It's not. What do we have to try on the glove? What size is the glove? It's an extra large. Okay, what size are you, OJ? Extra large. We don't need to soak this thing in blood, shrink it, put on a vinyl glove, a surgical glove, and then watch this guy who's an acclaimed actor.
Not a great one.
An acclaimed actor.
Not a great one.
Struggle.
If it doesn't fit,
and then I'll come up with a catchphrase saying, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit."
Is it or don't fit? Is it if it don't fit, you must acquit?
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. But who knew this would work out this way? Everybody, and I don't know why they ever let him do it.
Why is the price tag still on?
It's Mini Pearl. Look, he's like, oh, I can't. My hands are swollen. I'm wearing latex gloves.
This was the end of the trial.
Do you know how hard it would be to just put an old glove on with latex gloves on, just in general?
Friction.
Yeah, I would have just went. No, we're not gonna do it.
They should have given him a brand new pair of those gloves and see if it could go on.
Right. All right. So what is this? It's an isotoner. All right, what is it? It's the Le Mans driving series. What size is it? It's an XL. All right, go buy me a new pair of Le Mans driving series
Same
isotoners
model.
and put it on. And we don't need a second glove. You won't contaminate it.
He is doing both.
Judge Ito. Remember Ito?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Judge Ito.
Chris, you could play Ito in the movie.
He could.
He loved it.
He loved hourglasses. Ito did.
What do you mean?
Oh, that was
he
his
collected
thing?
them?
Oh yeah, on his desk. You guys don't know this?
No.
Oh, show Ito's desk. Oh,
What do you mean
give
you
me
don't know this?
No, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Yeah,
You got
I don't
one
know
guy-
the specifics of Judge Ito's life.
Can I say this?
Jeez.
You have one guy who should know from an age-appropriate standpoint, and
barely.
another guy who's his doppelganger who should know because he goes for him every year for Halloween.
Yeah.
Remember that bit we do? Every year he goes
This
to
is why
Ito.
nobody
Yeah.
gets it when I dress up like him.
You don't even have to dress up. You could just, go out.
He had his entire bench was filled with hourglasses.
Oh, do we have a picture of this?
That was
Yeah,
his.
let me
That was
see.
his thing. He collected hour. I don't know why. Thank God it wasn't butt plugs. But I don't know why he had to put that on display.
I don't know.
You know
anything.
why? Because I don't want quirky judges.
He was into
quirky.
attention.
Oh, like what I mean? He's like, I love My Little Pony, and now I'm going to decide this murder trial. Like, I'm not putting my shit out there. And by the way, that's government issue. That's not your territory.
Yeah.
You sit on it,
Right.
but that's not. You don't own it.
When he leaves at the end of the day, does he have to take all that stuff down? Does he have to strike the set?
Yeah, because traffic court moves in
Right.
after noon.
Night court. Maybe they're. Oh, what? Oh, they're like Bunsen burners.
They're hourglasses.
So maybe that's how he timed.
Is this the TV show?
I can tell you, Chris, you look more like him than I ever realized.
What do you mean the TV
Yeah,
show?
that's the actor. The People
This
versus
is
O.J.
this is a
Simpson.
TV show. This is an actual Judge
that's
Ito.
who you look like the actor. But look, the TV show has to dress the set like Ito, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they put all the time. But you can find a picture of actual Ito, not the TV show, but that's what they did.
Did you ever see the TV show? It's called The People versus O.J. Simpson, and
Yeah.
they get heavily into the whole glove thing. It's fascinating. But,
Yeah.
Marsha said no. Darden wanted it, and then I think it was like F. Lee Bailey who tried the glove on. It was like, oh fuck, these are real small. Let's get them to make them.
They
Let's
let
get
F. Lee
Darden.
Bailey fuck around with those gloves, huh?
Actually, it might not have been F. Lee. It might have been another character or person.
Yeah, I'm just surprised they let anyone
But yeah,
mess with the
they
evidence.
let anyone walk up. The lawyers, the court is at recess, and he goes up and just picks up these gloves and try them on.
Look at that.
How is that allowed with evidence?
I don't know, but there's a not great shot of Ito with all his.
That's Chris. I'm sorry. If Chris did his hair like that and put the big pussy glasses on.
See the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if this was being tried today,
Find a better shot of Ito in his timepieces. It's going to make me
DNA
mad.
evidence would convict O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
There's no way they could pull his DNA evidence out of those gloves. They could pull it mixed blood DNA off of the crime scene.
Yeah.
I always laugh because I need Ito. There he is. He's got his time. He's got
Chris,
there's probably
It looks
one.
like it looks very steampunky, but you
Yeah.
should be
Probably
able to
one-
bring your own knickknacks to the courtroom, and like it's not your cubicle desk. You should be able to decorate it with whatever you want.
Find one from the front. You'll find a good one.
Adam
from
would
the
just
front.
have his eyeglass cleaner.
I'm just
rag.
saying. I agree with me. I don't want you in your little idiosyncratic whatevers up there and your little Piccadillys. You know what I mean? This is a I don't want people distracted.
No personality allowed.
Although I like the idea. Like, I'm going to start traveling with this hourglass because every time I order something, I'm just going to a restaurant and go, I'll have a dry gin martini, and then I'll just flip it and smack it right down, put right in the middle of the table and lean back.
That's going to get you better service.
I think it puts everyone on the clock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I get some of that sand from your bed and make myself. Did you bring any with
Some
you?
Lake Michigan sand.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I still don't know at this point if it's palindrome or palindrome.
now I've said it too many times.
Yeah, it's lost.
Yeah.
Palindrome.
I think it's going to be a great bit that I'll put together. I'm going to do a video of
Do
this.
we correct people? Like, I'll be around people and they go, you better nip it in the butt. And I'll be like, do I stop and burn calories, or
Yes.
do I just let them
go.
keep rolling with
Yes.
this?
Let it go.
Let it go.
I'm grateful that Chris corrected me, because if you didn't, then I would go make this video that I'm planning to make after this, and I would embarrass myself further. So I like being corrected, and I believe in shaming, and I think we need to bring it back.
I agree.
I think we need to bring it back. I shamed somebody on stage last night. and
Really?
I'm proud of it.
What'd you do?
Her voice was really annoying, and she just
In the audience?
yeah, she was yelling out, and
okay.
she was on her first. She was on her phone. There was a lot of problems last night at the Laugh Factory. I'll say that.
Yeah.
First, if you've ever seen me live, and it wasn't a big crowd, it wasn't my show. I was just doing a set, so I'm not responsible. But I do this thing where a lot of the times I'm not even near the microphone.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so
I've seen it.
Right. The whole front row, this is how there was only like 50 people there. The whole front row was empty, all the way around the stage. And I got up there and I said, well, where are these people? What's going on? And I'm nowhere near the microphone, so I'm just off. And a guy in the back yelled, speak into the mic.
Oh, wow.
And I said, you don't tell me how to do my job. And he goes, I can't hear you.
Oh, well, that's good.
And I said, well, then why don't you sit in the front row?
Right.
Big applause.
Big applause.
Then the guy kept going, kept yelling, and I said, I'm not using the mic the whole show. And I put the mic all the way down,
You showed him.
and I did it a cappella go, however you say that word.
That's good.
I did it a palindrome style, and the guy kept yelling out. And then I said, at what point does the Australian guy who's out front, the bouncer, come in and say something to this guy? At what point, that guy loves to punch people. Let's go. And afterwards, the manager came up to me and said, we should have a signal for when you want somebody thrown out. I said, me yelling, at what point does the Australian guy come in?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that club, the Laugh Factory. I've never had a problem there. That was
No.
very rare. So I
Yeah.
understand why the guy wasn't thrown out and how they could be confused. But, I shamed him and I shamed her.
Good.
Yeah.
I love shame.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
We'd all be picking our noses, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I realized the other day? That when you open your phone, the face recognition, if you're picking your nose, it will not open.
Oh, then I can't use my phone.
Yeah.
I got to go all digits. I don't think my car will work if I'm not picking my nose.
Really?
I know it sounds weird and superstitious, and I don't want to try.
Yeah.
I don't want to chance it.
Yeah.
But when I hear the seatbelt ding, 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 that's just a reminder for me to put my finger on my
interesting.
nose. Yeah.
I'm also thinking of doing an unironic recreation of your shower video at my house.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of doing an 8-minute video, much like yours.
It felt like 8. It was 45 seconds. Okay. All right. Do we have Ito and his timepieces, or we couldn't do any? We couldn't do any better than what we got. That's all right. Anyway, hourglasses, Ito, everywhere. Chris Ito, you should have known.
I should
All
know.
shots are from the side.
What was that?
All shots are from the side.
Because they don't allow cameras in the courtroom.
Oh,
a ton of
okay.
cameras, so
All
I
right.
imagine that it's going to be hard to find shots. But Caitlyn Jenner tweeted out about.
Oh.
Yeah, we have it here.
Because of the whole Kardashian thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So celebrities have been tweeting out about OJ Death, so Byron could throw it up.
Caitlyn had what to say about OJ?
Well, she just wrote,
Well, we got it.
good riddance. Hashtag OJ Simpson.
Is there anybody there's not many people we have no grace for, and we couldn't say, you have to try to salvage something for, but OJ, I think, universally accepted, right? We can say whatever we want
Yes.
about him.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Is there any question in this room about his guilt or innocence?
No, but is there going to be some pot stir, some comedian troublemaker that's going to do? Okay, so here's the series that's coming, right? There's, the people who tweet every year during the Super Bowl and pretend like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't, but yeah.
It's a thing.
Oh, okay.
They go, evidently, there's some sort of thing going on
Oh, I
today.
get it.
You know, check off the low-hanging, stupid comedy fruit.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, did it get dark in the middle of the day today? Hashtag
yeah, right.
solar eclipse.
There's going to be some tweets like, guy set the single-season rushing record. Haven't kept track of him since. It's a shame, or something, or what's all the hate, or something. There's going to be the don't know it tweets, right? Didn't know he killed somebody tweets, joke tweets. And then there's going to be the real pot stirrers, like he was a hero, and, this is the day that chivalry died, or something like that. There's going to be those people out there, too, right?
Brad
Who are
Williams
just
had a
trying
viral
to
tweet.
stir it up. Oh, what'd he say?
Finally, OJ can rest knowing his wife's killer is dead.
Oh, yeah.
that's
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
The Caitlyn Jenner one, where it said "Good riddance" hashtag OJ Simpson. Had she just written "Good riddance"? That would be more powerful.
I know.
Like, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I talked to Brad Williams about OJ, and he said he met him once, and he did not trust the smell of his balls.
Wow.
Big tell.
Yeah, and I was like, you little people, you have instincts like cats, and you could tell about a man by his musk.
How did you, the genius that you could pull Brad Williams into an OJ?
Adam has a ton of Brad Williams jokes. Like, he uses them in his set.
I didn't know he was going to bring up Brad Williams. It's just he brought it up, and it made me.
Wow. Wow.
All right. Orny, I feel like there's nothing more to be said with you.
Really? We're going to end on a Caitlyn Jenner tweet?
All right, one more. We'll
Come
do
on,
one more.
give me something fun.
Something fun.
I brought the sailors with the SOS.
Yeah,
You were
you're
writing
right.
during the whole bit.
No.
I was going to pull clips from this show to put it in my viral video. Nope.
I love. No,
You're just busy writing.
I like your take on the SOS versus the help. I agree.
And I'll put it up there, and I guarantee, and I'll say the palindrome should be a palindrome. That word should be, and someone will say, oh, so-and-so did that bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's completely unoriginal, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
A Vietnamese billionaire has been sentenced to death for $44 billion fraud scheme. Right? So this is a real estate tycoon, Truong My Lan, sentenced to death on Thursday in southern Vietnam in the country's largest financial fraud case ever. Nearly 3% of the country's 2022 GDP.
Wow.
She's able to grab. And
That's a female?
yeah.
You could play her
wow.
too.
Yeah.
I know. What's she into?
That's right.
Her niece also sentenced to 17 years in prison for aiding her aunt. And according to prosecutors, over a period of 3 years from 2019, starting in 2019, she ordered her driver to withdraw 108 trillion Vietnamese dong, which is over $4 billion in cash from the bank, and store it in her basement.
Well, what's wrong with Vietnam that this is a system that could be played this way? I mean, you got to find a mirror, Vietnam. You have to.
We're blaming the country for this woman's fraud?
I am, because if you said, oh, this guy, he just pulled his U-Haul truck and he pulled it up to Fort Knox and he told the driver to go get 1 billion pallets of gold bullion and then put it back. He drove back to Encino and threw it in the basement of his Encino townhome. You'd go, well, what the fuck is wrong with the country? You wouldn't be questioning him. You'd be questioning the governing bodies, the rules.
So if you leave your house unlocked, you deserve to be robbed.
I'm saying, first off, there has to be corruption at a high level for you to pull this off. It can't just be you and your driver. You can't just command your driver go into the bank of Ho Chi Minh and go withdraw a bunch of dung or whatever we're calling it. There's got to be somebody who works at the bank, government officials, mayors and congressmen or whatever you have. People got to be on the tape.
So more people need to be executed.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. But does the punishment warrant the crime?
Well, listen, what I don't get, like, I was yelling this to Dr. Drew. The United States, 150 years ago, outlawed debtor's prison. So no longer could you go to prison for owing a debt unless you owe the government money and you're Wesley Snipes. Then you go to prison. You know what I mean? So there's a concept where the government goes, look, if Dawson rented my warehouse and he owed me 50 grand and he never paid me, he cannot pay me. There's no prison for him. That's not right. But you owe the IRS money, you will go to prison.
Right.
So what the fuck is it, government? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it allowable? The idea is, if we owe you money, then it's fun. It's fair. You go to prison. But you owe a landlord money, then there is no prison. Geez, that seems really convenient. I wonder who's making these rules. The guys is the landlord making these rules?
Same people inventing language.
That's right. Are doing this. So I don't think you should be killed for owing money.
Right.
You have to kill somebody.
It's a hell of a deterrent.
To be killed or bring more than 2 dogs on an airplane.
I think you should be killed for that Brad Williams joke.
It's not a joke. He told me he didn't trust
There's no way he told you that.
He said he didn't like the smell of his balls. He told me. Okay. I made a joke. All right. Speaking of butts of jokes, he didn't like the backside smell either. Yeah.
boy.
No matter which way he was facing.
Yeah.
Did you hear that thing about California spent $24 billion on homeless programs, and then according to a state audit, it revealed that they hadn't been tracking how well it's been doing.
Oh, what a
course
shocker.
not.
So so everyone's really upset that all that money's just gone, and we don't even know if it worked.
It's not a lot of money, though. 24 million. I hate to say
Billion.
it. Okay,
Billion.
now I'm angry. Now I got a problem with this.
Yeah.
I'm fired up. Where's that money? In my basement?
24 billion.
Oh, I would love. Oh, I'd buy every.
Oh, we could have a second deck on the 405. Ooh. We could have a monorail going from every major city right to LAX. I mean, you think what you could do with $24 billion.
How does that go missing? There's no
It's a
paper trail.
it's a whole fucking complex. This homeless expert and advocates and it just all goes out the fucking window.
Yeah.
It's
And
such a ruse.
They don't measure the effectiveness of using this money. They haven't.
This is what I've come to realize. Do you want to wrap it up? Because I'll just shut
I do,
up.
because Jennifer Murphy's here.
Who?
She went viral. She's a viral sensation.
Do you want to watch some of the video? We could show.
We'll show you the
Pull up
30
I Want to Be
seconds of the
Ninja.
of
Are we
the-
doing 2 guests on this show?
Yeah.
I'm not enough.
Some say too much.
I love those comments.
All right, listen, we've gone over our allotted time.
Yes.
There's no more sand left in the hourglass.
Yes.
on the bed. Yeah.
It's all.
Well,
on
you
the
wasted
bed.
a lot of time doing that Brad Williams joke.
Oh, you're kidding? That's the jewel in the crown of this episode. How dare you, Orny? You're just jealous. You wish you had a smelly ball short guy joke like I do.
Oh my God, Brad's here.
Oh, no.
Already
Too soon?
All right. We have the. They're saying we have the teaser, not the trailer. I don't know. Don't
Just
you have
pull-
the stupid video that
just pull up the Murphy
someone
bed
told you
ad.
to, or someone probably showed you to do, or primed you to do?
We have a guest that went viral. That's the next.
Yes, we have a viral guest.
Here, I'll send you the link.
All right.
Byron.
Shouldn't buy. And I'm talking. And
You're
I'm
shopping
looking.
you're looking for a Murphy
What?
bed?
You know my life. Terrazzo #1, Murphy beds #2, Hourglass is #3. Brad Williams sack jokes 4, 5, and 6. That's the way I go through life.
What did I just watch?
That's the question. Yeah.
That's what we're going to get into with Jennifer Murphy.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Murphy and Murphy bed?
It's meant to be.
I didn't even do that. Orny, let me give you some plugs over here. It's going to be in Vegas at Kimmel's Comedy Club April 18th, and then Kookaburra Lounge, which is really cool, doing Netflix as a joke festival. May 4th, podcast What's Wrong with Orny Adams, and also live dates. Visit ornyadams.com. Orny, always great.
Thank you.